What's going on? What's going on? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. Hope all is well. Before I get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate your support. This episode is actually episode 250. 250. Definitely grateful and thankful to God for his many blessings. I'm actually grateful and thankful to all of you, my subscribers and supporters. And hopefully we will continue to grow my Napoleon's Corner channel. With that being said, this particular topic is one that I think hopefully you will enjoy because it's the truth. So the topic is we all will leave the same way. We all will leave the same way. So that means it doesn't matter uh, whether you're rich, whether you're poor. It doesn't matter whether you are white, whether you are black, green, purple, orange. It doesn't matter. We will all leave the same way. When God calls us, he's not checking for who lived in a mansion. He's not checking for who lived in a small apartment. He's not checking if you drove a Rolls Royce or if you drove a Chevy, if you drove a Hyundai. He's not checking for any of those things. He's not looking into your bank account, whether you had a large one or a small one. He's not looking to see the color of your skin or the color of your hair. The color of your eyes doesn't matter, whether you have luxurious hair or if you're bald like myself. None of that matters. We all will leave the same way. Now, with that in mind, my thoughts go all over the place because if that's, and it is the truth, as sure as my mother used to always say, as sure as you are born, as sure as you will die. Okay. So with that in mind, wouldn't you think as human beings, we probably should be kinder, be nicer, be more with one another? Because if you know we are all leaving this earth the same exact way one day, and God will call all of us home, right? I would think that humility and living the best way that you possibly can, treating each other the right way, just being human beings, being humble, being kind, being thoughtful, being loving, all these different things, all the attributes and all the things that God would hope for all of us to do on this earth. He put us here to experience every emotion, every experience that life has to offer. But he also put us here to bond and unite. He made all of us, different shapes, different sizes, different colors, different languages, the whole 9 yards, right? But for some odd reason, we tend to get it twisted, right? And flesh does crazy things. We all have these different ideas and depictions of what we think life is supposed to be, and that's fine. Let me go on the red. That's fine. You can believe in whatever you want to believe. You could be a non-believer as well. That's your that you have that right. I was blessed enough. I am a believer. I am a Christian. My mom raised me to understand the power of God and the importance of God and the importance of faith. So I'm blessed to have a personal relationship with my Lord and Savior. Right now, my point is, if you already know that we all will leave the same way, all of this stuff really doesn't matter, right? It's not so important when you have all the wealth in the world, but you are a crummy human being. You don't treat people right. You don't do the right things. Now, could you imagine if a person had millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And unfortunately, they were told that they have a month to live, right? And you have somebody on the other side of that same spectrum that may have $20,000 to their name. Again, one person on the other end of the spectrum has hundreds of millions of dollars, was told you have 4 weeks to live. Person at the other opposite end of that spectrum, really decent health, doing okay, has $20,000 in their bank account to their name. Which one? I guarantee you, that individual on the top end of that spectrum with over hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank would then love to trade places with that individual at the other end of the spectrum with $20,000 in the bank. I guarantee it. You know why? Because your health is your wealth. Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have health and you don't have mental wellness and your body's feeling good and you're okay, and if you don't have your health, I don't care. You can have $1 trillion in the bank. Wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter. If you're told that you have an illness and you're going to leave this earth in 4 weeks, I bet you that those trillions of dollars, you can care less at that point. That big 13-bedroom, 8-bathroom mansion of yours, sitting on 8 acres of land or whatever the case may be, it wouldn't matter to you at that point. Those things wouldn't matter because your health would be the most important thing. Then the reflection comes in, kicks in. Then you would have to reflect on maybe how you treated people, maybe how you lived your life, maybe some of the decisions that you made. All those things kind of happen when you're in that situation. Because again, truth be told, we will all leave the same way. I think the key is, it's that dash between the date you was born and the date you will perish and leave this earth when God calls you home. It's that dash, that small dash, what you did in between those numbers, that really count. That really count. It's not what you accumulate on this earth, because you can't take it with you. When God calls us home, you can't take it with you. You can't, your mansion is not going with you. Your cars is not going with you. Your bank account is not going with you. All these different, the accolades are not going with you. Yeah, it's kind of cool for somebody to read that off, you know, in your obituary, and they reading it off, you know, at your homegoing service. All that is good. But I would much rather be a kind, caring, thoughtful human being than to be someone with millions upon millions of dollars and have no morals, no character, no empathy, no sympathy, none of the above, no value system for another human being. It doesn't make any sense, because once again, we all will leave the same way. At the end of the day, when God calls all of us home, hopefully the testimony, hopefully it will be said that the character of that individual that God is calling home lived a very fruitful life, lived a full life, lived a kind life, and gave something back to humanity while he or she was here. That's what you hope for. That is the blessing. Not all the riches on this earth, because you can't take it with you, but being kind and leaving a legacy of just being a solid human being and a good person is worth more than all the riches in the world. Can't take it with you anyway. So be the best version of yourself each and every day that you possibly can be. None of us is perfect, but at the end of the day, I believe being the best person and being the best version of yourself is probably more important than all the freaking money in the world. Each one teach one. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I'll see you next week. Take care.